Hello and welcome to the section Test and Connect Your Code using Azure Functions Tools. The main point of our section is to get you some exposure to these local development tools, but since this is the last section in this course, I also want to make sure that we package it all up and put a bow on it and finish it with giving you a nice overview of things that you can expect. So I want to give you some pointers for writing effective Azure Function apps, as well as demonstrate how to develop locally with the Azure Functions core tools. And then I also want to expose you to the GitHub repository for Azure Functions so that you can see the code and see what's coming next. And welcome to the video, Tips and Concepts to help you create high-performing functions. This video, we're going to stay out of the portal and we're going to just review in a few slides some things to keep in mind when you want to program Azure Functions. We'll discuss some good practices for handling transitions between functions. The first of these tips, concepts, is to write defensively. By this, I mean we want to expect that people will not use your function as you intended it. They're going to submit things with the wrong headers. They're going to submit things using the wrong parameters. And you just want to take that into account when you're doing your coding. So expect errors. They're going to happen, so you want to make sure that you're using effective debugging and error handling techniques in your code, so that your Azure functions don't go spinning off wildly and just start consuming resources. And finally, about those long-running functions, I don't want you to expect that Application Insights is there to catch them. Though Application Insights will be there to catch them, do your coding up front, expecting these things to happen, and don't leave everything for the monitor. Our next tip for you is to reduce your Azure functions to a single operation. The Azure function is going to be one part of your function app. Your function app may be quite elaborate, but each individual function should really be doing one thing. If you're going to be breaking down a process into multiple functions, a great thing to do is have each function do one piece of that process, and then use an Azure storage queue to handle transitions so that one function processes data and adds it to the Azure storage queue, while the next function is looking to trigger off of that queue and take it to the next step. And third thing I want you to keep in mind when you're developing your Azure functions is to keep your test and prod functions separated by different function apps. So don't just keep different functions that are dev and test and prod all in one function app. Keep them separated completely into different function apps. You're going to do better for yourself if you're doing all of your development work into your development function app and then promoting your code from the development instance into your prod instance. This has several effects. One is that it keeps costs down because you get that grace period on both of those apps and you're not spinning cycles on your prod instance during your development instance. It also keeps any bad code that you commit during your development cycles from hitting your prod instance. All these things can be done and tested in your development and then pushed to test and prod. Your security team will appreciate it too.